Have you ever noticed how sometimes you are your own biggest enemy? Like you want a better life, but your brain is like, interesting, but what if we ruin everything instead? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the truth about self-sabotage, why we do it, why it's so sneaky, and why your brain sometimes behaves like a villain in a low-budget movie. Let's start with a powerful fact. People don't self-sabotage themselves because they're weak. They sabotage themselves because their brain is trying to protect them in the weirdest way possible. Yes, your brain thinks it's helping. Spoiler, it's not. So why do we self-sabotage? Let's break it down in simple human language. Reason number 1, comfort feels safer than happiness. Your brain loves familiar things, even if those familiar things are ruining your life. You want to start a new career? Your brain goes, wait, this is new. New is scary. Let's stay here and suffer peacefully. You want to start going to the gym? Your brain says, or we could just watch one more episode, maybe 12. You want a healthy relationship? Your brain says, no, let's go back to that toxic person. At least we know their pattern. Your brain isn't trying to destroy you, it just prefers situations it already understands. Comfort over growth. Safety over progress. Reason number 2, fear of failure disguised as laziness. Most people who can't start something aren't lazy. They're scared. If you don't try, you can't fail. If you don't move, you can't fall. If you don't confess your feelings, you can't get rejected. So your brain convinces you to stay still. Procrastination isn't laziness, it's fear wearing pajamas. Reason number 3, deep down, you don't feel like you deserve good things. This one's heavy. Many people unconsciously believe they're not worthy of success, love, peace, or happiness. So whenever something good comes their way, they find a way to ruin it. You finally meet a good person, you push them away. You get a good opportunity, you doubt yourself. You start healing, your brain goes, let's overthink everything and ruin our mood. Why? Because your self-image hasn't caught up with your potential yet. Reason number 4, you learn survival, not stability. Some people grew up in chaos, so chaos feels normal. Calm environments feel suspicious. Healthy relationships feel uncomfortable. Success feels overwhelming. So without realizing it, you recreate the chaos you're used to. If you grew up in a house where shouting was normal, then peace feels like, why is everything so quiet? Is this a trap? Self-sabotage is sometimes your nervous system trying to return to the emotional home it knows. Number 5, you're addicted to instant comfort. Let's be honest, long-term goals are hard. Short-term comfort is delicious. You want to save money, but then you see food delivery apps shining like angels. You want to study, but your phone says, come, let's scroll. You want to sleep early, but Netflix says, next episode starting in 5, 4, 3. Your brain chooses comfort over results because comfort gives immediate dopamine. Results take time, and your brain is impatient. Number 6, you fear losing control. This one is psychological gold. Sometimes life going well feels scary because you don't know how long it will last. So instead of waiting for something to go wrong, you ruin it yourself. At least this way, you were in control. It's twisted but real. Self-sabotage is sometimes a safety net. Like, I messed it up, not life. So at least I expected it. Now, let's talk about how self-sabotage looks in real life. It's not dramatic, it's subtle. You overthink instead of acting. You delay instead of deciding. You stay in wrong relationships because leaving feels scary. You avoid uncomfortable conversations. You compare yourself to others until you feel worthless. You start projects with excitement and drop them midway. You make excuses instead of progress. You choose people who validate your insecurities. Self-sabotage is basically your brain whispering, don't try. It's safer that way. But here's the truth you need to hear. You sabotage yourself not because you're broken, but because your brain is trying to protect you from discomfort. It doesn't understand that discomfort is where growth happens. It thinks you're in danger, so it minimizes risks even when those risks are good for you. So, how do you stop self-sabotage? Start by noticing it, because awareness is the biggest weapon. Once you catch your brain doing something self-destructive, you can interrupt the pattern. Ask yourself simple questions. Am I avoiding this because it's wrong or because it's uncomfortable? Am I scared of failing or scared of trying? Am I being realistic or protecting an old belief about myself? The truth is, self-sabotage happens when old wounds control new opportunities. But you don't have to repeat those patterns forever. Your past taught you survival. Your future needs growth. And once you realize your brain is not the enemy, you can reteach it what safety actually looks like. Not chaos, not avoidance, not fear, not self-doubt, but growth, peace, confidence, consistency, self-belief. Because you don't sabotage yourself because you're weak. You sabotage yourself because no one ever taught you how to feel safe with success.